Center console boats. They look simple, but don't be fooled. Some are legends built to conquer rough seas and keep families safe for decades. Others? Well, they're nightmares waiting to happen. Imagine chasing a trophy fish offshore, only to have your boat struggle in the waves. Or taking the family out for a weekend, and everything that can go wrong does. In the world of center consoles, the difference between a dream boat and a disaster is razor thin. Today we're diving into the 3 worst and 4 best center console boats to own. Boats that will either make your time on the water unforgettable, or a story you'll regret telling. Let's start with the worst. 1. Boston Whaler 170 Montauk, older models. Boston Whaler, the unsinkable legend, the boat everyone knows, the one your neighbor swears he'll pass down to his grandkids. And the Montauk? It's long been hailed as the perfect starter boat. But here's the catch. Some older 170 Montauks quietly earned a reputation as problem boats, and owners learned the hard way. The first issue is space. On paper, the 170 Montauk seems versatile. In reality, add a cooler, a couple rods, and a few passengers, and the boat feels cramped and unbalanced. Offshore? Forget it. The layout that once seemed simple suddenly feels like a puzzle with no right answer. Then there's the ride. Boston Whaler hulls are usually rugged, but pre-2010, 170 Montauks often delivered a punishing, relentless pounding in choppy water. When the seas pick up, the boat doesn't just feel small, it feels outmatched. Maintenance adds to the headache. Parts are expensive. The original engines are underpowered and fully loaded. Those small motors struggle, leading to frequent repairs and frustration. For buyers expecting the legendary Whaler experience, these older 170 Montauks can be a wake-up call. Instead of a carefree, go-anywhere boat, you get compromises and a costlier, more stressful ownership experience. 2. Sea Hunt Triton 200, early 2010 models. Sea Hunt has a reputation for tough, honest center consoles, the kind of boats that don't pretend to be anything they're not. But the early 2010s Triton 200? That's the one that quietly frustrated more owners than Sea Hunt would like to admit. At first glance, it looks solid. Strong hull, clean layout, dependable brand. But load it up for a real day on the water, and the flaws appear quickly. The ride feels top-heavy, especially when fully loaded, with gear and passengers. In rough water, the boat can feel twitchy, unsure of itself. And at higher speeds or tight turns, that instability becomes obvious. Then there's the electrical system, the Achilles heel of these early models. Wiring issues, failing lights, glitchy electronics, not catastrophic, but they often show up at the worst possible times, like dawn offshore or miles from the ramp. For a boat meant for frequent fishing, these small headaches add up fast. Finally, resale value suffers. While similar 20-foot center consoles hold their price, the Triton 200 tends to depreciate faster, often selling for thousands less than comparable boats. Handling quirks, electrical headaches, and weak resale make the Triton 200 a classic under-delivered model. Solid in theory, but frustrating in practice. 3. Edgewater 210cc, certain early models. Edgewater has long been known for tough, deep V hulls. Boats that slice through rough seas with confidence most brands envy. But some early 210cc models tell a different story, one that owners learn the hard way. The first red flag is the layout. Edgewater aimed for versatility, but the execution missed the mark. The console sits awkwardly. Seating feels mismatched, and families expecting flexibility often found themselves shuffling just to make the cockpit work. For hardcore anglers, it's not a deal breaker, but for anyone seeking comfort and usability, it's a disappointment. Fuel efficiency is another issue. Early 210cc's are heavier than most boats in their class. And with the engine options offered at the time, fuel consumption can be brutal. Long days offshore quickly become expensive. Finally, water intrusion adds frustration. Small leaks around hatches and compartments aren't catastrophic, but over time, they accelerate wear on cushions, electronics, and hardware, quietly chipping away at enjoyment and reliability. So, while the Edgewater 210cc is solidly built, these quirks, awkward layout, high fuel burn, and minor leaks, earn it a spot on the worst list. These boats may have their issues, but the next ones, they've earned their place in the spotlight. Let's move on to the best center console boats to own. 1. Boston Whaler 230 Outrage. Boston Whaler didn't just make a comeback with the 230 Outrage. They reminded the center console world why the Whaler name carries so much weight. This is the boat that made owners stop complaining and start bragging. From the moment you hit the throttle, the deep V hull shows its pedigree. Smaller whalers get slapped around offshore, but the 230 Outrage cuts through chop with confidence, turning long runs to fishing grounds into smooth, safe, enjoyable rides. Unlike the cramped Montauks of the past, the Outrage gives you room to breathe. Wide deck space, smart seating, and a layout that actually works. Whether you're chasing mahi or taking the family to a sandbar, storage is everywhere. Insulated fish boxes, deep compartments, and underseat spaces keep gear dry and organized. Durability is another highlight. Unsinkable hull, solid hardware, and long-lasting engines make this a boat built for real use, not just show. Hidden problems? Rare. Peace of mind? Guaranteed. And when it's time to move on, the 230 Outrage continues to impress. Resale value remains strong because people know they're buying a boat that holds together, holds its value, and holds its place among the best center consoles ever built. 2. Grady White Fisherman 236. Grady White is a name that carries real weight on the water, and the Fisherman 236 shows exactly why. When someone says they own one, people nod. They know it means quality, durability, and serious offshore capability. Stay aboard, and it's clear everything is overbuilt and intentional. Stainless fittings are solid, non-skid grips hold like glue, and the layout feels designed by someone who actually lives on a boat. The real magic? The ride. The deep V hull bites through chop. Weight distribution is dialed in. And even on rough offshore days, the boat stays planted and controlled. Passengers don't get tossed around, fatigue disappears, and long runs feel shorter. Anglers will love the thoughtful deck. Rod holders, live wells, and fish boxes are all strategically placed, keeping the cockpit open and workflow smooth. For anyone fishing multiple days a week, that practically transforms the experience. Reliability is the cornerstone. Owners report years, even decades of trouble-free use, with engines, electronics, and hardware holding up. Parts are available, support is strong, and maintenance is straightforward. The Fisherman 236 isn't flashy, it doesn't need to be. It's a boat built to last, built to perform, and built to earn its place among the best center consoles you can own. 3. Sea Hunt Gamefish 27. Sea Hunt has built its reputation on versatile, dependable boats, and the Gamefish 27 stands out as one of the best values in the larger center console category. It's designed for boaters who want serious offshore capability without sacrificing comfort or practicality. The hull is one of the biggest strengths. With a deep V design and a wide beam, the Gamefish 27 delivers impressive stability both at speed and at rest. It cuts through rough seas with confidence, giving anglers and families a smoother, less fatiguing ride on long days. Storage and deck layout are equally well executed. You get ample space for rods, safety gear, and bait, along with live wells and insulated fish boxes placed exactly where you need them. The cockpit remains open and uncluttered, making it ideal for active fishing or hosting a full crew. Reliability is another reason owners swear by this model. Sea Hunt uses sturdy construction and durable components, and paired with well-maintained twin outboards, the Game 27 has a strong track record for long-term dependability. Combine that with competitive pricing, and it's easy to understand why this boat consistently ranks among the most trusted offshore center consoles. 4. Contender 25 Tournament. For anglers who prioritize offshore performance above all else, the Contender 25 Tournament is one of the most respected center consoles in its class. Contender has long been known for building fishing-focused boats with serious capability, and this model showcases exactly why the brand has such a loyal following. The 25 Tournament's deep V hull is its biggest asset. It cuts through rough water with minimal pounding, offering a smooth, controlled ride even when conditions get sloppy. Its efficient design also delivers excellent speed and fuel economy, making it a favorite for anglers who regularly run long distances to offshore spots. The deck layout is all business. You get wide walkarounds, multiple rod holders, well-placed live wells, and plenty of storage for gear and bait. Even during busy fishing action, the cockpit stays uncluttered and easy to maneuver, something boaters appreciate on a boat under 30 feet. Durability is another strong point. Contender builds their hulls with premium materials and proven construction methods, resulting in a boat that holds up remarkably well over years of hard offshore use. Paired with reliable twin outboards and strong resale value, the 25 Tournament remains one of the most trusted options for serious fishermen. At the end of the day, the center console market is something for everyone, but it's essential to research thoroughly, talk to current owners, and consider both short-term enjoyment and long-term ownership costs. If this guide helped you, hit like, subscribe, and comment with the center consoles you trust and the ones you'd avoid. Your input helps us pick the next video. Safe boating and more time on the water.